me ask you something. What if the person you will be in 5 or 10 years is listening to you right now? What if they are quietly watching every choice you make, every thought you believe, and every habit you repeat? It can feel strange to imagine, but it is a powerful idea. Your future self is not a stranger. They are you, but wiser, calmer, and more experienced. So the big question is simple. Are you treating them with love and care, or are you making life harder for them? Many people think that self-improvement is about pressure, perfection, or forcing change. But what if the real path is softer? What if the real path is nurturing yourself from the inside, the same way you would take care of someone you love? In this episode, we explore how to make choices today that become gifts in the future. You will learn how to be kind to yourself, how to speak to yourself with compassion, and how to build habits that protect your mind and your emotions. By the end, you will not only grow in English, but also grow in life. And maybe your future self will say, "Thank you." And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tapped like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. With love, let's dive in. What emotional gift are you leaving for your future self? If you think about your future self as a real person, what emotions will they receive from you? Will they receive peace, confidence, and gratitude? Or will they receive stress, exhaustion, and regret? Every day, small actions create emotional memories. When you rest, when you drink water, when you forgive yourself after a mistake, you are sending kindness forward. When you ignore your body, speak to yourself harshly, or delay everything until later, you are placing heavy bags on your future shoulders. Inner nurturing is not a dramatic change. It is a gentle shift. It begins with asking, what would make future me feel supported? Maybe it is going to sleep earlier because tomorrow's you needs energy. Maybe it is taking a deep breath before reacting in anger because the future you wants peace, not guilt. This way of thinking makes decisions easier. Instead of asking, what do I want right now? Try asking, what will help me later? When you start treating your future self with love, you become more patient, more caring, and more responsible. And slowly, you become someone you can trust. Why do small choices matter so much? Many people believe only big decisions change life, but that is not true. The small choices you make every day are like seeds. They grow quietly. You cannot see results immediately, but one day you look back and realize how far they carried you. Drinking enough water, breathing slowly when you feel stressed, going for a 10-minute walk, turning off your phone to rest your mind. These are tiny actions, but they protect your future self. When you say, "I only have 5 minutes, so I cannot start anything," you are thinking short-term. But when you say, 5 minutes is enough to improve something, you are thinking with love. Even organizing one small corner of your room gives the future you a lighter space to think. Even learning one new English phrase gives the future you more confidence. Small actions teach your brain a new message. I care about myself. Every time you make a kind choice, it is like sending a small letter of love into the future. Your future self will open it and smile, feeling that someone was taking care of them long before they arrived. What would your future self ask for? Imagine your future self could speak to you today. What would they ask for? Maybe they would ask for better boundaries because they are tired of saying yes when they mean no. Maybe they would ask you to slow down because living in stress has become too heavy. Maybe they would ask you to stop comparing your life to others on social media. Sometimes the future self is simple. They ask for clean clothes waiting for them tomorrow. They ask for a glass of water. They ask for 5 quiet minutes to breathe. Inner nurturing means respecting those requests. It means saying, I do not have to fix everything, but I can make life easier for tomorrow. When your mind wants to quit, think about the version of you who will feel calmer if you continue just a little longer. When your heart feels tired, think about the future you, who will feel proud that you stayed gentle instead of angry. In every moment, you have the chance to be your own supporter. Instead of being your biggest critic, you can become your biggest friend. And friends help each other. Why is self-compassion a powerful tool? Many people think self-compassion means weakness, laziness, or excuses. But this idea is wrong. Self-compassion is strength because it allows you to keep moving without destroying yourself. When a person speaks to themselves with kindness, they recover faster from mistakes, stress, and disappointment. They learn more, they apologize more easily, and they try again. Harsh self-talk might push you for a short time, but it can slowly break your confidence. Kind self-talk supports you for a lifetime. Inner nurturing is understanding that you deserve care, even when you are not perfect. When you comfort yourself with gentle words, your future self receives the message that they are loved, not punished. Self-compassion creates emotional safety inside you. When you feel safe, you grow. When you feel judged, you freeze. So ask yourself, how would I speak to a friend in this situation? Then speak to yourself the same way. That is the beginning of a strong and loving future. Why is being kind to yourself not selfish? There is a common belief that being kind to yourself is selfish. But think carefully. When you feel rested, supported, and calm, you communicate better, you listen better, and you love better. Taking care of yourself is not avoiding responsibility. It is preparing yourself to handle life with grace. When you nurture your mind and body, you reduce future problems. You avoid burnout, emotional explosions, and mental tiredness. You protect your future relationships. You protect your health. You protect your dreams. A selfish person ignores consequences. A loving person builds a soft place to land, both for themselves and for others. So the next time you feel guilty for resting, remember this truth. You are not taking time away from others. You are giving your future self more energy to help, support, work, and love. Kindness to yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give to the world. How does self-talk shape your future? If someone followed you around and repeated every sentence you say to yourself, would that person be kind? Or would they be cruel? Self-talk is powerful because your brain believes the words you repeat. If you say, I can't, your brain becomes smaller. If you say, I will try, your brain opens. If you say, I am stupid, the future you loses confidence. If you say, I am learning, the future you grow stronger. Negative self-talk builds fear. Positive self-talk builds courage. Inner nurturing begins by noticing the voice inside your mind. You do not have to be perfect or always positive, but you can be gentle. You can say, I made a mistake, but I can learn. You can say, today was hard, but tomorrow will be easier. You can say, I deserve to rest. The future you will feel supported because the past you was loving, not violent. Words are like seeds. Plant the ones that help you rise. How do small daily habits build a healthier future? Your future self will live inside the body and mind you are shaping today. This is why small, healthy habits matter so much. Drinking enough water gives your future self energy and clear thinking. Eating slowly helps your future self digest better and avoid stress eating. Taking a short walk relaxes your nervous system. Stretching your body tells your muscles that they are safe. Resting your eyes away from screens protects your future vision. None of these habits need perfect discipline. They only need small moments of care. Inner nurturing is not about forcing yourself to live like a superhero. It is about listening to your body and respecting its needs. When you do this, the future you wakes up feeling more alive, more comfortable, and more centered. A peaceful life is not created in one big moment. It is created in many tiny, loving choices. How can you invest in your future self? There are many ways to invest in your future self that have nothing to do with money. Learning a new skill gives your future self new opportunities. Reading a few pages every day gives your future self more knowledge. Practicing English for 10 minutes gives your future self stronger confidence. Every new skill is like a gift waiting to be opened one day. You do not need to learn everything at once. You can learn slowly, with patience. Growth is not a race. It is a gentle climb. When you say, "I am too old to learn," or "I am too tired to try," the future you loses possibilities. But when you say, "I will take a small step," your future opens. One lesson today becomes wisdom tomorrow. One new idea today becomes strength later. When you invest in yourself, you are planting the roots of a beautiful life. Why does decluttering your mind and space matter? A crowded room creates a crowded mind. When your environment is messy, loud, or full of unfinished tasks, your future self inherits stress. Decluttering is not only about cleaning, it is about creating space for breathing, thinking, and resting. Even a small change helps. Organizing your desk gives tomorrow a calmer beginning. Washing a few dishes gives tomorrow a lighter heart. Removing old objects gives tomorrow more space to create new memories. Your mind also needs decluttering. Writing worries on paper clears your thoughts. Taking a quiet moment away from noise resets your emotions. Unfollowing negative social media accounts protects your peace. When you create space, your future self can focus, breathe, and think clearly. A peaceful space is a loving gift that lasts. How can you prepare emotional support for difficult days? Life will not always be easy. Some days will feel heavy, confusing, or painful. But inner nurturing means preparing emotional support before those days arrive. You can create simple tools. Breathing slowly for 1 minute tells your brain that you are safe. Speaking kindly to yourself reduces panic. Taking a warm shower relaxes your body. Listening to calm music softens your heart. When you practice these habits on good days, your future self can use them on hard days. Emotional preparation is like having a small first aid kit inside your mind. When life hurts, you know how to take care of yourself. You do not fall apart. You bend gently and then stand again. That is resilience. Why is forgiveness a gift for your future self? Holding anger, shame, or guilt is heavy. It takes away energy and joy. When you forgive yourself for mistakes, you free your future self from carrying an old weight. Forgiveness does not mean you are weak. It means you are done hurting yourself. When you forgive others, you break the chain of pain. You stop bringing past suffering into the future. Forgiveness creates space for peace. It gives your heart room to breathe. Your future self deserves that peace. They deserve a life that is not controlled by old stories. When you let go, you are not changing the past. You are changing the future. And your future self will be grateful. How does vulnerability make you stronger in the future? Many people try to hide their feelings because they want to appear strong. But real strength is not hiding. Real strength is facing your emotions with honesty. When you allow yourself to feel sadness, disappointment, or fear, those emotions move through you instead of staying trapped. Speaking your truth, asking for help, and admitting when you are tired are not signs of weakness. They are signs of courage. The future you become stronger because you learned how to handle emotions, not avoid them. Vulnerability also creates deeper connections. When you show your true self, the right people can support you. Inner nurturing means letting yourself be human. Your future self will thank you for the emotional freedom. How can you visualize a thriving future self? Take a moment and imagine your future self living a peaceful, confident life. Imagine waking up with energy, speaking to yourself with kindness, and feeling proud of the choices you made. Visualization is not magic, but it is powerful. When you picture a better version of yourself, your brain starts to believe it is possible. You begin to act differently. You sleep earlier. You drink water. You forgive faster. You speak more gently. You learn with curiosity. You create small routines that help you grow. The future you is not a dream. They are a direction. Every kind decision is one step closer. You do not have to be perfect. You only have to continue moving with love. How can you start loving your future self today? The answer is simple. Start with one small act of kindness. Drink a glass of water. Rest your eyes. Speak to yourself gently. Clean one small space. Learn one new word. Go to bed a little earlier. These actions are not dramatic, but they are powerful. They are small whispers of love whispered into tomorrow. Your future self will receive them like gifts. They will feel supported, safe, and cared for. You are building a foundation of peace, one tiny moment at a time. And when the future arrives, you will know that you created it with compassion. So begin today. Treat your future self the way you would treat someone you love, because that person is you, and you deserve it. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.